Economies of scale. The term refers to a situation in which an increase in the scale of business leads to a reduction in average or per unit costs. Internal economies are the ones that are enjoyed by a single growing firm irrespective of what is happening to other firms in the industry. If the entire industry, collection of similar firms, starts to grow in size, the resulting advantages are called external economies of scale. Internal economies of scale. Purchasing economies. A large firm requires raw material in bulk, which encourages suppliers to offer discounts. This factor is pivotal in reducing costs and improving profit margin for growing firms. Risk-bearing economies. Large firms always make an effort to widen the range of their products. This minimizes the element of risk, since if one of the products fails, the company still has a chance of recovering the amount by selling other items in the product mix. Financial economies. Financial institutions are keen on offering assistance to large and established businesses. That is why it is easy for the management of such firms to get a loan application approved. Managerial economies. Large firms benefit from the services of specialist functional managers. The expertise of these specialists proves to be in the greatest interest of the business as it expands. Marketing economies. The cost of advertising and distribution rises at a lower rate than increase in the output and sales. Thus, in proportion to sales, large firms can advertise more cheaply and effectively than their smaller rivals. Technical economies. Established firms can specialize in terms of workforce as well as machinery. Moreover, following the law of increased dimensions, a slight increase in investment may enable a growing firm to enjoy more than proportionally high returns. External economies of scale. Ancillary services. An expanding industry is often assisted by other supporting industries that provide ancillary services such as maintaining an uninterrupted supply of raw material, example, leather for footwear industry. In this way, the manufacturers can focus on the production process without worrying about the availability of high-quality low-cost raw material. Commercial facilities. Industries in the tertiary sector offer commercial facilities to growing businesses and support them in achieving their short and long-term goals. Such commercial facilities include insurance, transportation, advertising, etc. Availability of labor. Large industries are usually concentrated in particular areas. Example, Sialkot in Pakistan is known for the sports goods industry. This leads to the creation of a huge skilled workforce that can prove to be equally useful for all the firms in the industry. Cooperation. Firms that constitute a particular industry compete against each other for the same target market. However, these rivals may decide to cooperate with each other in situations where certain common interests have to be safeguarded. For instance, the firms in an industry will act as a unified force against unfavorable government policies. Similarly, they may contribute towards a pool of money that can be used for establishing research and development centers or publishing journals that will be highly useful to all the firms in the industry. Disintegration. Whenever a production process becomes too lengthy or time-consuming, it is divided or disintegrated into numerous simpler processes. Each process or phase is controlled by a separate group of firms or industry. Example, production of cotton cloth is divided into ginning, weaving, spinning, dyeing, etc. This specialization of resources not only leads to sharing of workload but a definite improvement in quality as well. Diseconomies of scale. The increase in average costs as a business grows beyond the optimum size is technically known as diseconomies of scale. This can be classified into management problems. In case of large businesses, managers find it difficult to perform the functions of control, communication, coordination, and morale maintenance. They are unable to pay undivided attention to various aspects of business such as human resource management and quality control. Powers have to be delegated to others, and this lack of personal attention may lead to deterioration in performance. Rising prices of inputs. As discussed earlier, an increase in the scale of business results in the advantages of bulk buying or purchasing economies of scale. However, there are situations that can be exploited by the supplier. Realizing that he has a monopoly or that the manufacturer is largely or totally dependent on him for acquiring raw material, he may start charging higher prices. Similarly, the workforce can also adopt a similar strategy and demand higher wages for the extra effort that they are making since the business is expanding.